a UN Special Rapporteur stated earlier that the PREVENT strategy has negative and discriminatory effect on Muslim communities.
The mandate I hold, the counterterrorism and human rights mandate at the UN, has a number of concerns about the PREVENT strategy, and I have articulated some of those concerns in reports to the Human Rights Council. The evidence that is in the public domain, from both anecdotal evidence to evidence from in judicial decision making, to statistics that the government has offered to both domestically and internationally, suggests that this policy, PREVENT, has primarily been used to target Muslim minority communities. And the third overarching concern about PREVENT has been its practice in relation to children, and the way in which the PREVENT strategy has affected the human rights of children, that effect has not been felt equally by all children in the United Kingdom, but has been felt by particular children of particular minority, ethnic or religious communities, and that the practices of PREVENT in many ways are inconsistent with the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child.
Hello, I want to share my experience with the police at my school, which started when an assistant teacher took me out of my lesson and she led me to an empty room with a long table, and there was a policewoman sitting on one end of the table, and I was advised to sit on the other end before the teacher walked out and closed the door behind her. I was so scared to the point I was trying to hold in tears.
Just imagine the amount of fear, stress, and frustration you can go through when, as a parent, you receive a call from a police officer telling you that your 12-year-old daughter was interrogated in her school. No consent was given by us, no information was given to us. We had no idea about what happened to her.
The logic of PREVENT is that you can stop somebody at age 4 or 5 when they're just displaying certain ideas or beliefs, because in 10 or 20 years' time, they may go on to be a terrorist, which is quite an extraordinary claim. And if anybody came to you and said, oh, I can predict your future, you would probably laugh them out the room. And yet the UK government has convinced not only its citizens, but it's convinced other countries around the world that PREVENT works, and they can essentially predict the future and who can go on to commit future crime. I think that they need to appreciate that PREVENT has got to a point where it's so widely accepted that it's not working, that they should just abandon it. I mean, they're injecting over 20 million, just by their own admission. We don't know how much money really is being injected, but even by their own admission, over 20 million pounds a year is being injected into something that is not actually doing its job. It's not preventing terrorism. It's not making society any safer. It's causing mistrust, it's causing trauma, and it's impacting children. I mean, they're traumatizing children. Essentially, the only thing they're preventing is they're preventing other aspects of human rights.